Greetings, Divine Radiance, and thank you so much for joining me for our Wednesday Live Empower Hour. I am Nahkila Isha, Divine Interpreter, specializing in spiritual awakening and trauma release. I'm so excited that you're here, and as always, I am going to invite a few people to join. So, taking a few moments for that. How are you feeling today? As always, I feel absolutely amazing. I mean, and there are some days I'm not absolutely amazing, but those days are to be expected when you're human. It's not about perfection. It's about how you handle those things where you aren't feeling your best. Not beating yourself up, being patient with self. It's all about feel good. So let's see, just inviting a few more. Someone's on, whoever it is, thank you so much for joining. If you can say something, that would be awesome, and then I'll know who you are. And you may be saying something, but as I'm inviting, I'm just not seeing it. So I will take a peek in a second. So let's just see. And while I am doing this inviting, I would like to let you all know I did reinstate Monday Dose of Sunshine over on my YouTube channel. When my site is done being tweaked, it will also be featured on there as well. I'm rebranding, so my website's being redone. It is live right now, but there are still some things that are being worked out, and so if you visit the site and it's looking a little funky, that's why. It's under construction. But the beautiful thing is we can still be operating in a positive way, even while under construction. I mean, it's kind of symbolic for life. I've been sharing with you all how my whole theme this year from Spirit has been patience. And so literally, I have just been really choosing to be in flow. And things are taking a little bit longer than we had anticipated. And I am just choosing to relax in this current state of my reality and just be in flow, So the sooner I learn this lesson of patience, the sooner Spirit will take me out of this lesson phase and I'll go right into the blessing phase. So it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Just inviting a few more. And then I will go ahead and get us started. It is 10:33. I just looked that up. So if you are on, look up 10:33 and post the angel message here in the comments, please, so everyone else can receive it as well. Okay, so let's see here. Just going to do a few more, and then I'm going to be done with this part. Okay. Okay, and I'm done. Hi, Tamara. Thank you so much for getting on. So actually, in regards to my readings, I don't do readings for individuals on this live unless Spirit leads me to. What I do is I'll pull cards. It's a general message. I do readings where you can actually schedule a reading, a face-to-face reading, or I am actually still running the 25 for 25 special until 25 people take advantage of that Spirit-led offer. So I don't do personal readings here unless Spirit says your name and gives me a message. And let's see, I'm doing great. Thank you so much. How are you? Hey, Asim, my son is on. I like to just take a moment. My son is 21 until November, and he moved to Texas, and I'm just so proud of him. We were talking yesterday, and words can't express how proud I am of him. My mom was having me laughing because when he was younger, everything he said was, my mama said before, right? And so my mom showed him The Water Boy. And when he saw that movie, he stopped saying, "My mama said." And I was a little disappointed because it was cute. I didn't even realize he was doing it. So I've just been kind of saying how with him being on his own, I'm seeing how much he was absorbing. And he's just such a blessing. And I feel so honored to be the vessel that birthed him. So he's actually pursuing his goals and dreams, working on his music, and really, really proud of him. Can't wait till he drops this project he's been working on. He didn't let mom hear it first, but we cleared that up yesterday. Mom's his biggest fan, so I'm like hungry for his new music. But let's see what you guys are saying. Hey Tracy, thank you so much for being on. Tamara said 1033 is a message to give your fears, doubts, and worries to the angels and ascended masters so they can be transmuted and healed. Trust that they support you completely and surround you with love and protection. Thank you so much. And so it is. Thank you for sharing that message. Hey, Naya, how are you? Hey, Felisa, thank you so much for joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, you know, as people are rolling on, what I'm going to do, and feel encouraged to invite people to join. You know, if you haven't invited them to join us here in our Soul Tribe, please do. And then also invite them to join the live. Tracy said, "My mama said, good job, son." Yes, hilarious. I never knew he was doing that. And then when we were talking about it yesterday, he kind of laughed because my mom's like, "Do you remember that?" And I said, "Mom," he laughed. He remembers it. But he stopped. As soon as she showed him the water boy, "My mama said," never came before anything else he said. So, but let's go ahead and get started with our breathing. Let's go ahead and get started with our breathing. And I'm being led to tell you guys to also look up the number 7 as well. And if you look it up, after we do our breathing, go ahead and share that in the comments too. There's a message there for some or all. So just go ahead and get comfortable and relax, unless you're driving, of course. But even if you're driving, you can still take deep breaths. 5 deep breaths whenever you are feeling stressed or anxious or feel a little off balance will help you come back to center. So what I'm going to be doing is sending you Reiki as we're deep breathing together, and also calling on the angels to just come in and assist and be here with us today, okay? So inhaling through your nose, just visualizing and feeling yourself breathing in love and light, divine energy, and having it flow through you, and exhaling all that does not serve you through your mouth, as slow and deep as possible on the inhale and as slow as possible on the exhale, okay? So let's go ahead and start. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. And exhale. Again, inhaling love and light. And exhaling all that does not serve you. And as you continue to breathe, I'm just calling on highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, and ascended masters. I'm asking that you join us today, that you use me as a vessel of highest light and love so that I may deliver a message that collectively serves the highest good of our soul tribe. I ask that you open their hearts, minds, and spirits so that they may receive whatever is meant for them that is going to serve their highest good at this time. I thank you for this gift of service, and I thank you for their beautiful souls. And so it is. So let's just go ahead and take a few more breaths, inhaling love and light through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. And one more deep, slow breath, love and light through your nose. And exhale. Okay, I don't know about you, but I feel so much calmer. And I meditated this morning before I even got in the shower. But it just, those deep breaths just does wonders for us. So how are you guys feeling after doing it? Hi, Joy. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Teresa. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with pulling the cards. And I'll tell you, I was led today to use my Mermaid and Dolphins deck. We used this one last week, the Soul Journey. but I was led to grab it again today. And then today I was also led to grab the crystal intentions. So let's see what message is coming through today. And how have you all been doing on your daily meditating? I know we talked about that last week, I believe. How is everyone doing with that? Ask for a message that's going to serve the highest good or soul tribe collective. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if the comments are coming in slow, but how have you been doing with that? Tamara said, great, good, good. Hi, Erica. Thank you so much for joining. Is this your first time joining us? I don't recall seeing you on a live with us ever. Nonetheless, welcome and thank you for being here. And now we're just going to get the mermaid deck and see what message comes through for us collectively as a soul tribe, one that is going to serve everyone's highest good. Joy said, I am doing good. Over the last few days, it's been hard to focus while meditating. Teresa said, my first time here, I am bad at everything. So, Joy, when you have a hard time focusing, what's going on during that time? And Teresa, cancel delete, I am bad at everything. Because I am everything that follows your unconscious mind beliefs to be true. So what you're doing is you're actually claiming that for your reality. And even if that's how you feel, start shifting that by claiming the opposite. If you weren't bad at everything, and I'm sure you're not bad at everything, but what would you be instead? You know, what would you rather be? And whatever that is, say that instead. Anytime you start feeling I'm bad at everything, shift it and say, I am great at everything, or whatever you'd rather feel. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started while I wait for Joy's answer to come in. Hi, Deidre. Thanks for joining. So the first card we got is patience, and this one came in upside down. And it says, I accept that everything happens in divine order. And so for those of you that aren't aware, typically when it comes in upside down, it means that there's a block. And I have been sharing with you guys that patience has been my theme. And I think I was even talking to you about it while I was inviting people. It's been my theme. And I notice it's been the theme of a lot of others. And so what's coming through is it is the theme because patience is so key, especially when we're manifesting. You know, when we're doing anything and we're connected to spirit, allowing the divine to guide our lives, it's so important to be patient because we experience a series of tests. And if we're not patient, we will literally block our blessings. So when you have set the intention, when you have shifted your mindset, when you have shifted your vibration, you know, it's so important not to waver and not to lose patience. You can have all the faith in the world. You can have all the wisdom and the knowledge on how to manifest. But if you're sitting there biting your nails, or you're sitting there wondering when, why is it taking so long, and all those things, you're actually blocking it from happening. I'm also hearing having patience with others and yourself. So when you're dealing just in day-to-day life, allowing yourself to truly experience life, not rushing through it. We are literally living in such a rush, a microwavable society that we have gotten to the point of, you know, just being, I want it and I want it now, you know, and that is not healthy. It's not healthy. There's beauty in slowing down. That's why meditation is so powerful, because during that time, we're slowing down. We're slowing everything down. And so patience, you know, I like to remember the times when I was, you know, a teenager, a child, and just how we did things then. Yesterday, literally out all day, took my son's phone, took my phone, put it in the console. Well, actually, that was the day before. My son wasn't with us yesterday. The day before, everything was in the console, and we just spent time together. My son, my mom, and I, we just had the day where we were disconnected. So Taking time to disconnect is what I'm hearing as well. And I just heard back to patience with self, talking to yourself the way you would as if you were a child that you loved dearly. Talking to yourself in that way. So if you were a child, if it were your child or any child that you just absolutely adored, and let's say they made a mistake. We know mistakes aren't real. They're illusions. It's lessons and blessings. That's it. But let's just say you did something and you registered it as a mistake. What if that child did that, made a mistake? How would you speak to that child? You wouldn't beat that child up and say, oh, you're so stupid. Why would you do that? You should have done better. You would literally talk to them and say, it's okay. Did you give it your all? Okay. Well, if you gave it your all, then you succeeded. Just next time, give it your all plus a little bit more. Really take that time to nurture your inner child, because believe it or not, your inner child is in the driver's seat. Your inner child is your unconscious mind. So it's so important that you're nurturing him or her so that they can grow into a healthy state of being, so that you can make decisions based on what serves your highest good, based on what resonates with your soul, and not based on fear, self-sabotage, self-loathing, all those things that aren't serving us. Okay. Anything else? And I just heard patience with others means not being judgmental. Not being judgmental. I find myself looking at things from a different perspective. If someone is doing something that in the past I may have judged, I'm now looking at it with compassion. Because when people are doing low vibrating things, unless there's just someone that has chosen the darkness, if they're doing low vibrating things, why are they doing it? It's because there's a part of them that is not healed. And when you're not healed, that's an indication that you've experienced some sort of pain or trauma. And so why would I be angry at a person that's in pain? That just means that they're in use of more love. So instead of judging or being angry, I'm sending them love and compassion. Now, with that being said, some people in your life you may have to love from a distance, but nonetheless sending them that love and that light, that compassion, as opposed to judgment. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to see what you guys are saying before we move on to the next card. Joy said, wait, let's see. I think I missed a lot. Yes, Erica, it is your first time. Welcome. Tracy said, Teresa, never bad. You are amazing, and you are learning, growing, and shifting into a new mindset. Tracy is absolutely right. The fact that you're here today says that you're ready for something more. And what you're perceiving as everything bad, it's just your journey. It's your path, because those things that you're experiencing that you feel are bad, what you're going to be able to do is help others that are experiencing the same thing. So show gratitude for those experiences. Hey, Deidre. Hey, beautiful. Thank you. Joy said, it's quite weird. Different circumstances enter my thoughts, and I push it out for another to come in, from work to personal occurrences. So when that happens, and this is something that's valuable for everyone, during meditation, when those thoughts come in, acknowledge them. Acknowledge them. Thank you so much for sharing. You can go now. Another thing you can do is you can start off with a box, visualize a box that has a lock, and just have that box where your thoughts, like visualize with a little slot. So since it's locked, this slot is only an entrance, not an exit. So as you're having those thoughts, acknowledge them and then put them in that box. Put them in that box, so you can begin deciphering. What's going on is you're first receiving your thoughts. And when you get in the habit of acknowledging them and then releasing, you'll then be able to decipher the difference between your own thoughts and voice and spirit giving to you. So allow it. Just allow it. Be in flow. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. And eventually it'll become a piece of cake. I'm not going to sit here and tell you those thoughts will always, eventually they'll never come, because you're human. That's a part of being human. Those thoughts come, acknowledge them, and release. Okay, so see if that box works for you, and let me know next week how that works. Let's see. Tamara said, angel number 7 is a wonderful and important message to receive because it means you are receiving support and encouragement. If you start seeing this angel number, be excited because divine support is on the way. Thank you so much, Tamara, for sharing that. And, you know, as you were saying that, or as I was reading that, I heard Teresa, and also you, Tamara, that message is really powerful for you too, is what's coming up. But I know it's speaking to others as well. Hi, Louise. Thank you for being here. Tracy said 11 viewers on right now. Portal, definitely a portal. When there's any indication of 11, 11 is a portal. It looks like a gateway. Your thoughts are coming from you to the divine at a rapid rate. So it's like a snapshot of your thoughts that goes from you to the divine. So make sure you're being mindful of your thoughts. You know, it's literally a reminder that your thoughts create your reality. And what I used to do all the time, I don't do it all the time anymore, but still quite a bit, is whenever I'd see 1111, 111, I would take a moment and I would state my intentions. You know, I have them in my mind and I just kind of roll them off in my mind because they're going directly from my mouth to the ears of God, basically, you know, so it's a really powerful number. Deidre said, may I have a card reading, please? So Deidre, like I was explaining to Tamara, on this live, I don't do readings unless Spirit guides me to do it for individuals. I do one-on-one readings where you and I can get on Zoom and face-to-face. You can ask any questions. I'll tap in and give you what Spirit gives to me. But I'll also have the 25 for 25 still going on until 25 people take advantage of that Spirit-led offer. So if you are interested in a reading, you can sign up for the 25 for 25. I can leave the link for you after this is done. Now, the 25 for 25, it's not where we're sitting and talking. It's not where you ask questions. It's where I tap in, I receive from Spirit, and I give you whatever Spirit gives to me to give to you. It's recorded, and I deliver it to you up to 7 days after you've made the purchase. So if you'd like to do that, it's an awesome opportunity. The 25, it's never that low unless Spirit tells me to do it that way. And so let's see. Joy said, I love the box idea. Thanks. You're so welcome. Tamara said, you're welcome. Thank you. And Teresa said, thank you, everyone. I just lost my dad a few weeks ago and feel empty. And I have so much financial burden. It's making me sick and I have no insurance to go to the doctor. So first of all, Teresa, I am so sorry for your loss. What I would like to say to you is watch last week's live, because I did do a grief exercise on that live showing or explaining how you can release the grief. Also remembering that we never really die. So the energy of your father is still there with you. It's just different now. But take a peek at last week's live and do that exercise because it helped me tremendously with the loss of my grandparents. I was sharing how they were always like my parents. And when I lost them, I literally could not speak about them or think about them without bawling. Like even right now, I would just be in tears. And so after doing that exercise, it's really like I can just remember the bliss, the good times, and have gratitude for them as opposed to the grief. Erica said, please keep freezing up on me. Erin, hi, Erin. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the next card. The next card we got is change. It says, I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. I just heard you were being called to make a change. So it's coming through as, you know, there's so many of us that are unhappy with where we are, right? And we do a lot of complaining. We do a lot of talking about where we are currently. Now that complaining, that talking about where we are, we're actually confirming it and we're continuing to manifest it into our reality. But the question that's being posed is, what steps of change are you taking? And notice it didn't come through as what steps towards change. What steps of change are you taking? Because if you're just sitting there and you're just talking about it, you're just complaining about it, you're only creating more of the same. But if you were to step out on faith and ask Spirit to guide you on the best course of action for your highest good, and then do it, then that's when change will begin to occur. Change cannot happen without movement. I'm hearing it's okay to feel, you know, so if you're going through something, it is okay to feel. I usually say it's a 24-hour thing. Feel it for 24 hours. If you like to be on the pity potty, if you like to play the blame game, whatever feelings you like to feel them. Give yourself a day. And when that day is done, go right back into high vibrational states of being. Ask the divine to guide you, to support you, to show you. And when you receive, do it, because I know firsthand when the divine is giving you direction and you follow it, the divine will not let you down. The divine will not let you down. God has your back. The universe responds to you. So if you are in a state of unhappiness, a state of discord, chaos, a state of financial despair, those realities are a response to a belief that you have. It's a response to the actions that you're taking or not taking. Because we can take actions that are stemmed in lack, or we can take action that is stemmed in abundance. Okay, thank you. I just asked, was there anything else? And I heard you're being called to take a step. You're being called to take a step. It starts with one, just one, a single step. Don't even worry about the second foot. You just worry about that first one. Take that first step. And you know what's going to happen. If you're standing there with one foot in the front and one foot stuck where it is, it's not going to be too comfortable. So naturally, that other foot's going to step with you. So it's time to move. It's time to move towards change. Tracy said, I'm so sorry for your loss. We support you, Teresa, and send you much love, light, and peace. As hard as it may be, this is when it will serve you to take care of yourself. Our thoughts can make us sick, but also can heal us. Rest, meditate, practice positive affirmation and self-love. I know it's hard to do now, but this will make a difference in your health. And so it is. Tracy is so absolutely right. Thank you so much, Tracy. Hi, Judd. Thank you so much for being here. So let's see what the next part is. So we got Celeste. And what it says is, I hear, see, notice, and understand messages from the divine. Improve spiritual communication skills, interpret signs and symbols, experience connection with angels and spirit guides, feel serenity and calmness. So this card is also very much so in alignment with what Tracy was just saying to Teresa. I'm going to tap in to see what the general message is for all of us. So I'm hearing Spirit is speaking to you now in many different ways. Whether it's coming through as synchronicities, numbers, whether it seems like a door is open for you that was shut. Things that seem to appear out of nowhere. It's really just about you paying attention to the signs. You have a whole band of angels around you, ancestors supporting you, healers and wise ones guiding you. But it's time for you to say yes. It's time for you to exercise your free will and act on the guidance you receive. I'm hearing, first of all, they are around you, surrounding you, but they cannot act on your behalf until you call on them. So whatever you are experiencing, call on them. Okay, thank you. And I heard talk about what Tracy said by way of the affirmations. So literally, when you are stating your affirmations, the way that you state them is so important. It's so important the way you state them. I am so grateful. And then whatever the affirmation is, I am so grateful for, and whatever it is. I am so grateful that I am, and then whatever it is. I am is so incredibly powerful. So just really be mindful of what you're saying after I am. Because you're claiming it. I am that I am. This is what I am. This is who I am. This is what I'm choosing. This is what I'm claiming. Okay, thank you. I heard affirmations are definitely good. Make sure you're putting I am grateful for in front of it. And I just heard this is a refresher course. But what happens is not only does your unconscious mind believe it to be true, but you're showing that gratitude, which is also boosting and strengthening your ability to attract. And I just heard allow yourself to feel the serenity in every experience, in every experience. I just heard change is indefinite, and I was checking in to make sure that is what was coming through. Change is indefinite. Okay, thank you. I heard meaning it's going to always occur. But what matters is how you handle the change. How do you view the change? Everything starts here with you, starts right here with you. It starts here, it starts here, it starts here. You know, what are you saying to yourself? What are you seeing in yourself? What are you feeling about yourself? And the same is true for change. Okay. So I was told to go to the mermaid part first before I did the other crystal card. And it says, let yourself receive. Allow others to give you loving care. Receive without guilt or apologies. Hey, Patrice, thank you for being here. And so Louise says, sorry for your loss, honey. If you watched the video from last Wednesday, I asked how do you deal with loss, and the answer I got helped me so much. Maybe it's worth you watching. I'm so glad that it helped, Louise. And yes, I mentioned that to her. So thank you for confirming that. And yes, so grateful it helped. Jillian said, hello, beautiful. Thank you. Also, it helps to change. Also, it helps to change with a lovely soul tribe for support. Thank you so much, beautiful. I'm glad you're here. And it truly does. You know, the beautiful thing about having a soul tribe is you're not doing this alone. You know, when you are on your journey of awakening, usually if you are just awakening, you are typically the only one in your midst that's on that journey. Or, you know, your family doesn't really understand you. Your friends, you know, they're kind of looking at you. They knew you were always eccentric, but they're kind of just like, okay, you know. And so it can be lonely at times. When you have a soul tribe, you're able to connect with other spiritual beings that are on the same path as you. They may be in a different lane, but they're on the same path to the same destination. So that support is just extremely valuable. It's so valuable. Over in REM, we call each other soul family because we know that we've experienced lifetimes together before, and our souls are so connected, and it's just really, really amazing. But we have this huge tribe here that's here for support. So definitely tap in and utilize it. There's so many light workers here that can give you advice if you ask, or that can, you know, give you support like what's going on now. And it's not, this isn't just to Teresa, it's to everyone watching now or on the replay. You have an entire soul tribe here to support you. Hi, Brittany. Thank you for being here. Louise said, thank you. It did so much. I'm so glad. I'm grateful. Teresa said, okay, I hate to leave, but I have to get back to work. I feel some peace for being here while I can. Thank you. You are so welcome. Watch the replay and then watch next week's video or last week's video too, so you can get that grief exercise. Hey, Mimi, thank you so much for being here. So let's see. What is the message for this? Let yourself receive. Okay. I just heard you were so busy being the giver that you were not allowing yourself to receive. And I just felt really dizzy on that one. Okay. 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 Thank you. So I'm going to tell you what I heard because I give it to you how I give it. I heard you're driving yourself batshit crazy. And then I was asking who that was, and that's actually my grandmother. So she's letting us know we're driving ourselves batshit crazy. Not terms that I use. My grandmother did say that. So thank you, Mama, for being here and showing up. I'm hearing sometimes you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Just being in flow and receiving the blessings and the gifts when you're so stuck on being the giver, sometimes it's not stemmed in a place of highest light and love. Sometimes it's stemmed from a place of proving my worth, proving my value. And it's not even like you're doing it solely for others. Sometimes it's you proving to yourself. And so the message today is allow yourself to receive, because number one, you're worthy. You're worthy. Sometimes we can't just say thank you and receive, because inside we don't feel worthy. We don't believe that compliment that we were just given. So if we don't feel worthy to receive gifts, blessings, abundance from those in this human form, then we're definitely not vibrating at a frequency to feel worthy to receive from spirit. So it's so important that you allow yourself to receive. Start saying, I am so worthy. I am so grateful for the blessings I receive as a result of my worthiness. And mean it, feel it, believe it, and then you'll be it. You'll be it, because you already are all the things that you feel like you're lacking. It's just there's a cord that connects to you and that connects to that distant reality. And so what you're being called to do is to pull that cord in. So you're pulling that reality that's already there waiting for you into your current state of existence. So let's see, Deidre said, what successes do you see here for me? So Deidre, again, I don't do any personal information here unless spirit guides me to. So when you hear me speak a person's name, it's because spirit is saying it. So I give it as I receive it. But again, if you'd like to have more personalized information, I would recommend scheduling either a one-on-one or taking advantage of that 25 for 25. It's where I'll do the recorded reading for you for 25. It's never that low, and it's that low until 25 people take advantage of that spirit-led offer, okay? But these messages here are general for everyone. So let's see, Louise said, this is very much me. This will change. And so it is, and so it is. So let's see, the next card we got is green tourmaline. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of those Jolly Ranchers. Mimi, we used to play together on Prince Street in Berkeley. You remember the corner store Ali's, and we used to go and get candy and stuff? It reminds me of one of those, not the little rectangle ones, but the sticks, the apple one. So it says, let's see, abundance and prosperity are an infinite supply. I am grateful for the blessing in my life. Hey, Marvia, thank you so much for being on. And let's see what the message on the back says. Believe in unlimited wealth and success for all. Act accordingly. Realize the infinite supply available. Magnetize ethical, heart-centered business associates. Okay, so what is the extended message here? What I just heard, hey, Eve, thank you so much for being on. What I'm hearing is there is an infinite supply of abundance waiting for you to claim it, waiting for you to claim it. And this also speaks to releasing the belief that you have to compete, releasing the belief that you have to compete. Competition, it's an illusion. If we each have our own individual path, there are so many people on the internet that go live in their groups, on their page, and they're pouring into the souls of others. But their message and the way they bring it, it's not going to be the same as the way I bring mine. Why? Because this is my path. This is my lane. And I can show gratitude for them also doing their part of shifting the collective consciousness of humanity, because I am secure in knowing that what is for me is for me. My name is stamped on my blessings. And just because my name is stamped on my blessings doesn't mean that there's not the same blessings out there with your name stamped on it. You know, there's an infinite supply. So it's important for you to surround yourself with individuals that are striving for what you're striving for, that are choosing to create what you're choosing to create, or that have created what you are aspiring to create, what you are choosing to create, so that you can learn from them. And so that you guys can rely on and lean on each other. Success is yours. Success is yours. You just have to choose to believe. So think about, when I started to talk about that Jolly Rancher stick, my mouth is like, it's not vegan or organic. It may be vegan, but it's not organic. I haven't had one forever, but I still remember the good flavor, right? So that memory, it makes me feel good. Those times being on Prince Street in Berkeley, at my grandparents' house, playing with my friends, my cousins, when I think back about those times, my rabbit in the backyard hopping around, those times bring such good memories and such great feelings. And those great feelings are going to help me attract the abundance. I can't track the abundance, even if it's there waiting on me with my name on it, if I don't feel good inside. If I don't feel good inside, the vibration that I'm projecting is not one of feel good. And abundance is very much so a feel good thing. So you'll only attract at the level that you give. You'll only attract at the level that you show up. You'll only attract at the level of your belief system. So it's important that you believe that you are divine and deserving and worthy of abundance. I just heard you're also being called to begin working on your spiritual practice or career. No matter what you're doing, how can you incorporate your awakening into what you're doing? It doesn't matter what your profession is. We are all here for one single purpose, and it is to vibrate at the frequency of love. How do we do that? By first awakening. How do we do that? By surrendering, trusting, and following the guidance we receive from Spirit. And how do we do that as a whole? Each one teach one. So that's really the goal, is to vibrate at the frequency of love. And right now, the world could use love, sweet love. No, I can't sing. I can't. Just don't sound too good. Okay, I'm going to wait before I go on to the next card. And Eve said 11:11. Oh, good. Earlier that came up. I believe Tracy brought it up. Good. We are being led to be mindful of our thoughts, for sure. Mimi, Sephra is who I'm referring to as Mimi. We called her Mimi growing up. Sephra. She said, I miss Prince Street. Yes, those were the days when we were young. My mom and my bonus dad are actually living in the family home now. They actually have their home in North Carolina still. They're intending to sell it, but they're now living in Berkeley because they were in the middle of nowhere in a hosky in North Carolina. It sounds like in the middle of nowhere, right? They had to bring their gas to the home. That's how in the middle of nowhere it was. Aaron said, yes, that's what I'm having trouble with. I'm having trouble figuring out my career path. So, here's something that I would recommend is, first of all, cancel, delete the I'm having trouble with, and just claim I am choosing to figure out my career path. I'm choosing to figure out my career path, because what you're doing is you're claiming more of that trouble of figuring it out, And Aaron, the Grow Your Soul's Purpose into Your Soul Income course, I'm still enrolling for that. And so until 11 people enroll, it's still at that beta price. So it'll be something to meditate on to see if that serves your highest good, because it'll definitely help you not only understand and discover what your purpose is, but it'll also help you to operate in that purpose in a way where you're spirit-led easily, where it just comes effortlessly for you. And if Jillian's still on, she's in the course. So maybe, Jillian, you can comment a little bit of your experience with taking the course thus far. Deidre said, I've been saying 1, 2, 3, 4 234. Have you been looking it up, Deidre? And if so, has the message been resonating with you? For those of you that aren't aware with the angel numbers, when you see those numbers, you know, I always say look it up, and you can Google whatever the number is and then angel number. I really love Joanne's Sacred Scribes. That's the one that seems to resonate most with me, but you can go with whatever you're led to go with. So yeah. Is there anything else coming through for that? Okay, thank you. Aaron said, yes, that's what I want. Thank you. Cancel, delete, want. I'm so grateful for you. You are helping to really help the collective tribe understand how lack language can really affect us. When we say I want, we're claiming want, so the universe will respond, giving us more want. So let's see what you can, yes, that's what I'm choosing. That's what I'm choosing. Eve, will you please give the link for that, the Grow Your Soul's Purpose course, if you have it handy? If not, I can give it to you after the live. Let's see, Louise said, I've been told by lots of mediums I have a beckon on my head to the spirits. Do you think this is something I should look into? Okay, so first I'm being led to tell you there's no such thing as should. You know, that's another lack. I should is it's low vibrational. So do you think that serves my highest good? Do you think that serves my highest good? Our language is so important in the way that we create our reality. Our language plays a huge role. So the first thing I'm going to ask you is, do you feel that serves your highest good? You know, tap into spirit and see, do you feel that serves your highest good? I have had shamans tell me, you know, that it would be great for me to get into studying shamanism. And at the time, it was something that I was being called to do. And I took the first class, and then spirit, that calling was gone. So at this point, I feel like I was just meant to learn that portion to incorporate it in what I'm being called to do. So it's really about what resonates with us on a soul level, really connecting with our soul and seeing what resonates. Contemplation time. Spend time alone meditating upon what you truly desire. Hi, Rosalind. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Cindy. Thanks for being here. So contemplation time. So what's the message for the contemplation time? I'm hearing meditation is number one. It's going to be a repetitive message until everyone is doing it, because it's so vital. It's so key. It's such a connection, a way to connect to the divine. It bridges that gap. But is there anything else? I heard really contemplating on what serves your highest good and doing it from a place of faith. Doing it from a place of faith. And I'm feeling dizzy again. What is this all about? Okay, thank you. So what I'm hearing in regards to the dizziness when we are contemplating and doing things from a place of faith, what I'm being told is to tell you, don't overanalyze, don't overthink it. Contemplating is not the same as overanalyzing or overthinking. When we do that, that creates stress, and it also creates confusion. Confusion. So when you're contemplating, it's really a good idea to view it as meditating and connecting with the divine. So taking that time to breathe deeply, taking that time to clear your mind, and setting the intention to connect with spirit and to receive. And the first thing that you receive, okay, so typically I would say go with it, but what I'm being led to tell you is, if you are someone that tends to operate in fear and doubt, paying attention to how you feel when you receive, so that you can decipher if that is you, if that's your fears guiding you, or if it's spirit. Okay, if you're someone that is deeper in your process of awakening, or deeper in your process of receiving from spirit, then the first thing you receive, go with it, because you're at the point, for whatever reason, Tracy, I'm hearing you, you know the difference. You know the difference. I'm hearing it's really important for you to begin deciphering between you and spirit. And I heard, how do you do that? You do that through quiet times alone. If you're someone who's having trouble, start with an oracle deck. Start with an oracle deck. Make sure you're cleansing your deck first. Make sure you're connecting with the energy of the divine and connecting the deck to your energy as well. And you can cleanse them by smudging them. If you're a Reiki practitioner, of course, you can use that Reiki energy to cleanse them. But if not, smudging them is a great way to cleanse your deck, making sure you're touching every card. And personally, I don't ever look at every card in the deck. I just spread them. What I typically do is when I'm touching every card, I'm doing this. I'm touching every card, and then when I am connecting it to my heart, and I just set an intention to clear whatever energy is attached and to connect to the divine energy. So my cards are already set. They're already cleansed. So when you see me knocking 3 times, I'm clearing the deck before I go into a reading. They're very sensitive. They do pick up on energy. It's really important you're doing that. In between time, you're clearing it in whatever way resonates with you so that you're not reading based on the person's energy before. And periodically, you'll know when it's time to smudge your deck again. Everything is just all about being guided and led. So is there anything else that's coming up by way of that message? I just heard, no, just tell them to stop contemplating change and to change. To change. You know in your soul what change is required to create the life that you desire and deserve. It's just about doing it. Release fear and release doubt and just do it. You're being called. You've been called. And you've been pushed and declined. It's time to now push that green button and say yes. I just heard your calling is so much deeper than what you could know right now. And Cindy Renee, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing Cindy Renee. I'm hearing Cindy Renee. It's time for you to begin flourishing even more so than you are. Your level of success that you've reached is nothing compared to where you're being called to go. But it's time to stop pushing decline. You were called months ago and you felt it, but you pushed that decline button. It's time for you to revisit that and to make a choice. Your blessings are waiting. Okay, thank you. Mm-hmm. I just heard, just tell her not to be afraid. Release the apprehensions that you have about moving forward. And just allow yourself to trust. Because you know in your soul there's more. But it's just fear that's been stopping you. You two are being called to get to work together. The time is now. Don't wait. It's time for you to begin. Nahkila can help you. But it's time for you to trust. It's time for you to understand that your calling is so much deeper than what you realize. You're very special. And it's time for you to say yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Hey, Michelle, thank you so much for joining. Okay, thank you. Oh, that one too? All right. Okay, so the first one that came up is self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Oh my goodness, this is huge. It's huge. What's the message? Okay, thank you. So I'm hearing your soul is not just for you. Like, your soul is so amazingly magnificent because it's meant to be shared with the world, right? If it were just for you, it could be semi magnificent. But because your soul is meant to be shared, because who you are in itself is a gift, that's why your soul is so magnificent. I could not be lightly magnificent and do this work because it's really spiritually demanding and draining at times. So if I were just mediocre, there's no way I could do this work. And it's the same for you. You are not mediocre at all. There is nothing average about you. Everything about you is brilliantly magnificent. So it is so time for you to know that. It is so time for you to say yes to your calling. Why? Because it wasn't until I said yes to my calling that I realized just how amazing I am. You know, I had all those same issues that most of us have, those learned conditions of not feeling worthy, of looking in the mirror, finding all the flaws. You know, I've shared with you all how I've put on some weight since my surgery. And yesterday, I was in the mirror and I was trying on clothes and I looked at my body and I said, bigger, but still beautiful. Bigger, but still beautiful. Instead of looking in the mirror and tearing myself apart, which is what I used to do. And so it's really that being connected, you begin to see yourself in a different way. And why is this significant? Because the fact that I can see my beauty, I can see your beauty. I see you as a reflection of me. The fact that I can see my beauty, because my beauty's here. Notice I'm not my beauty. My beauty's here. I can see my beauty. I can feel my beauty. Now you can see and feel my beauty. And guess what? You're going to start thinking about your own beauty. You're going to start feeling your own beauty, seeing your own divinity. And when you do that, you're going to help others do the same. So it's time for you to really focus on your self-esteem. If you are beating yourself up, if you are claiming lack into your existence, if you are saying, I'm not good enough, and all those things that just aren't true, turn the tape off and create a new tape. And you can do that with those I am declarations every morning. Say them to yourself. And you know, when you're creating your declaration, a good way to create declarations that are going to really resonate to you on a soul level where your self-esteem is being most attacked is to just keep a little tiny one of those little square rectangle little notebooks, flip ones, whatever works for you. Keep it in your purse or in your pocket. And when you have those thoughts about yourself, be mindful, okay? What are you saying to yourself? I do everything wrong, right? That was something that was said earlier. So what you do is you can write down that thought and then later come back and change it to the opposite. Or if you have time in that moment, just flip it right then and there and write it down as the opposite. So when you have that thought, switch it. I am, and then whatever the opposite is. That's how you're going to get authentic I am declarations that are going to serve your soul's highest good. So take a few days to really pay attention to self-talk. Make note of it, and then create your declarations based on that, okay? Every day, say them to yourself, and you will start to shift your unconscious mind, your unconscious belief system, which will begin shifting your vibration, which will begin shifting your life. So it starts with you. You can do it. You can do it. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my highest good. Claim that, and so it is. So you are attracting those people that serve your highest good. You are attracting those people that serve your highest good. This week's Monday Dose of Sunshine talks about that. I talked about how I am attracting the people in my personal and my business life that is serving my highest good. And I set this intention when I first started my business. I set the intention that I would attract people in a team that is vibrating at such a wonderful frequency. And they are. You know, I have my VA Petra, Eve. Oh my goodness. Can we just say my PR, Eve? Amazing. Javi, Nikki, readers on the team. Denise, she's my personal chef. These are all things that I was able to attract through manifesting. And let me tell you, I'm not balling out of control by any means. at this point, it's there and I'm pulling it in, but Spirit is still blessing me with quality as if I am in that moment. Now, balling out of control for each of us is different. You know what I mean? But for me, my idea of balling out of control, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. It's there waiting on me, and I'm in action. I'm pulling it every day. I'm getting my workout on. I'm bringing it in. But you know what? This right here starts here. This right here starts here. And it's here, my third eye, Spirit guiding me, leading me, and me having the faith and the trust to say yes and to do what I'm being guided to do. And it's just inevitable. It's just a matter of time. You know, there's no doubt. There's no fear. It's coming. It's here. I'm just, you know, we just making that connection. You know, it's like you having a significant other, right? And you guys are at work or in a different state and you got this date planned. You know the date's going to happen. It's just a matter of the timing. And that's really how it serves you to look at those abundant blessings that you're choosing for yourself. It's there. It's waiting. It's waiting for you. It's waiting. Let me see what you guys are saying. And today the message on the T is, today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Okay, thank you. So what I just heard is, as we're talking about pulling into our current reality, that reality that's waiting, don't forget to enjoy the present, because there's so many blessings in the present. You know, even when you are in what you identify as a struggle state, that's where you're building your strength. It was my struggle state that got me here. It was my struggle state that made me even ask what my purpose was. And it was that struggle state that inspires me to never go back, to never go back. It's that struggle state that is the fuel in my tank of inspiration to feel just grateful to serve you. I have been where you are. If you are here, let me tell you, I set the intention long ago that I would attract my soulmate clients. And so literally you and I, we're one and the same. So I have experienced what you've experienced, just in different capacities on different levels. And those that you're called to serve, it's going to be the same. So the beauty of the present is learning in every moment, every aspect, every opportunity. Okay. Is there anything else? Okay. I was told pull one more card for them from the mermaid deck. Take that one. Okay. Oh, Spirit is always showing up and showing out. What have we been talking about? Faith. And I'm hearing George Michael singing in my ears right now. Well, he's in my head. Ears, head. It's all the same to me these days. Your prayers are manifesting. Remain positive and follow your guidance. Spirit is saying, yes, reiterating your prayers. They've been answered. So here's the other thing. When you are asking Spirit for a blessing, right? It's up to you to recognize when Spirit is blessing you. That blessing may not come through the way you feel or see. So you may say, oh, dear God, please, 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 please bless me with a new job. Oh, dear God, please bless me with a better relationship. Oh, God, please bless me with financial stability, right? That may be your blessing. And you may feel like if it doesn't come where that significant other is knocking on your door or in front of you, like, hey, beautiful, hey, can I take you out? That you're not receiving. Or you may feel like if you don't receive a phone call that says you have the job, you're not receiving. But in reality, Spirit may be bringing you, like you and I sitting here talking today. Spirit may be delivering what you asked for right now through this. Because when you say yes to your calling, you can then release what's not serving you so that you can learn to attract your blessings. So if Spirit were just to say, okay, here's that significant other, here's that new job, what have you learned, right? What have you learned? And if you haven't learned how to manifest it, who can you teach? Who can you teach? Remember, our number one goal here as humans is love, vibrating at the frequency of love, helping to shift the collective consciousness of humanity. So it's important for you to learn how, starting with self, so you can teach. So you can teach. It's really that simple. So really paying attention to the blessings, paying attention to those things that are abstract by way of blessings. Okay. Is there anything else? Okay. So let me see what you guys are saying or have said. Louise said, while meditating, is there a specific meditation to do, as in an online one, or just sit quietly on my own? So, Louise, you can do both. I am a fan of both guided meditations and also of the silent, just deep breathing, focusing on nothing. They both have benefits. With the guided meditation, you're able to really set the intention of what you're choosing to release or what you're choosing to create more of. So like, for instance, in the Grow Your Soul's Purpose into Your Soul Income course, I've included a full chakra balancing guided meditation. And I also do a component of hypnotherapy in all of my guided meditations, just so that it's sticking more to the unconscious. I've also done one for the inner child healing, and I haven't posted that one yet. That one will be posting soon. And then also, most recently, a morning, like an invigorating morning, get your day started. And the reason being is because sometimes when you start, it's not as easy for some as others to really be in that deep breathing and not focus. So what this guided meditation does is it helps you to not focus on anything else except for where you're being guided. And whenever you're listening to a guided meditation or hypnotherapy, if you fall asleep, even better, because your unconscious mind is still awake and there's nothing combating the positivity that's going in. So really depends on what resonates with you, but I recommend a combination of both because they both serve very beautiful purposes. Oh, and you know what? Can I share with you guys? I am so excited. I am going to go, there is a Peruvian healer that is in town. One of my mentors, Donna Lambden, actually at this point, Donna's my only main mentor right now. And Donna's going to be my mentor for life. As long as that's for life. But she has a Peruvian healer that's coming in, and she recommended that I see her, and I'm just like, okay, I'm open. Whatever you're guiding me, suggesting, I trust. Spirits let me know that Donna's in my corner. She has my back. I trust her. She's actually, I've never shared this story with you, but she was my alarm, truly my alarm. So here's the story. First, let me tell you what I was excited about. You see, I go all over the place sometimes, but I'm excited because I'm going to get some healing. And I just left it open to receive whatever, Sylvia feels, led to do in a reading. So I'm so excited. Yes, I do readings. Yes, I do healing. But it's like, you can be a chef, and then when you get to go out to a 5-star restaurant, get all dressed up and have someone feed you, it's like that. I love it. But yeah, so I met Donna. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's been some years now. And I don't even know how I discovered Reiki, right? I was online. It was one of those things where spirit kind of guides you. And in me, I always felt different. So I was always searching to have a better understanding of why I was so different, like the way my brain works and how I comprehend and just, So I discovered different things, and Reiki was one of them. I scheduled Reiki with Donna. And when she was talking to me, she was sharing a story about how her grandmother visited her in spirit form and told her, you better get to work, did the grandmother thing. You've got work to do by way of her purpose. And when she was sharing that with me, I left and I told my mom, I said, I feel like she was talking to me. I feel like she was giving me a message. And I instantly referred to her as feeling like she was my spiritual mom. Like it was this instant connection, right? And so I ended up, going through a divorce with my first marriage after like 14 plus years, and kind of stopped with my own self-work. And Reiki was one of those things I stopped doing. And when I was at my spiritual bottom, like I've shared with y'all, I was asking the divine, what is my purpose? And when I heard life coaching, I sprang into action and I went to school. And I linked up with some really amazing mentors and instructors there. But when I was done with school and I really began focusing again on me and my self-care, the first thing was Donna, you know, starting to go back for Reiki and going back for the Tibetan bowl sessions. And when I told her what I had been up to, at this point, I think it had probably been about 5 years since I saw her. And she said, well, I like to think I had something to do with that. And it was confirmation. This was before I was even really deeply in touch with my ability to, my psychic gifts, you know. I always felt like I was intuitive, and I would joke and say, I'm psychic, you know, and that whole thing, but not the way I am now, because it took me healing to get rid of all the junk that was on top of my gifts. And it's the same. You have the ability to be just as psychic as me. It's not something that's just for a select few. You know, we all are psychic. So it's just beautiful. And I'm sharing that because it's important for you to know that every healer has a healer. Every teacher has a teacher. Every mentor has a mentor. And even when you have reached a certain level of release, that's when you enter into the maintenance phase. So I've done a lot of work, a lot of healing. And let me tell you, it's not to say that things don't come up. I can't even remember what it was, but the other day I was in a business meeting and I was feeling, I had created something in my mind and Spirit was like, no, that's lack. So let's just go ahead and release that. And this is what we're going to do instead. And so when you get to a certain point, it's no longer that you're in the healing process, you're just in the maintenance. And it's so important that you stay there because it's like anything, you know, the more you're living, you're still piling on, you're still receiving because the rest of the world has not caught up to that love vibrational frequency yet. And there's so much around you that enters, no matter how much strengthening you do of your auric field, no matter how much meditating you do, no matter how much grounding, you're still experiencing the world. And so maintenance is so important. And for whatever reason, Spirit led me to share that with you. It's important. It's important to first start and then to maintain. That's what REM is: release, evolve, maintain. And I didn't make that up. Spirit gave it to me, but it makes perfect sense. So let's see what you all are saying. Okay. Hey, Victoria. I didn't know you were on. She said, I would meditate and ask my spirit guides, at least listen to your heart. Yeah, definitely, definitely agree with that. Hi, Mama Brenda. Thank you for being on. Jillian said, I can honestly say, since I've been on the Grow Your Soul Purpose course, I have been experiencing a total shift in my life. Nahkila is amazing to work with, and I would highly recommend it. I knew this was for me, and there is no looking back. Thank you so much, Jillian. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful when I get that feedback because, you know, with everything, I remove myself. And so when creating the course, I was channeling Spirit. Because let me just tell you all, when it comes to me creating, when I was doing that, that's why it took me so long to create a course, because I draw a blank. And I know why. It's because I'm not meant to be involved in what I'm giving to you until Spirit says, okay, share this or talk about this. I'm only meant to give you what Spirit gives me to give to you. So it's really a blessing to hear that. Thank you. Thank you. And so glad that you're in the course and really excited you're going to be joining us for the retreat in September. Can't wait. I'm just excited to hug you all. Okay. Like I'm so excited to hug you all. I can't wait to meet you in person. So let's see if there's anything else coming through. Cindy Renee said, wow, I receive all of that. You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. Jillian said, I have to go now. I'll catch up later. Thank you for joining, Jillian. Joy said, I received the message and I am saying yes. Good, good, good. Oh, my Uncle Rodney's on. Thank you so much for joining. I think this is his first time on. Thank you for being so supportive. Let's see. Marvia said, I know that's right. And Gloria, if you're just joining, be sure to watch the replay. Cindy said, yes, I affirm. I love my body. I am beautiful. And so it is. And that's another thing too. When you make those I am statements, end it with, and so it is. That's like the period, the exclamation point. It is the end. You are claiming it. That is the stamp, and so it is. You said use I am declarations every morning. Yes, 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 yes. So, so important. What are you saying to yourself? Use I am declarations every morning, every day. Yes. Hi, Mrs. Clemens. Thank you for being on. Thank you so much for joining. Mrs. Clemens is actually the mother of one of my dearest friends. I really don't have many friends, okay? But I have two that are here local that I've known for a very long time. And as I've been on my spiritual journey, I've now began to collect sisters in light as well. And Heather started as my boss and became like the big sister that I always wished I had. And yes, wish is lack, but as a child, I used to wish. I wished I had a big sister that I wished I had, but never had. Just an absolutely amazing, amazing spirit. And the thing that stands out most to me that Heather taught me was my filter. My filter. I was someone who spoke what I felt when I felt it. And I realized now that Spirit was using Heather and she didn't have any idea how she was being used, because that lesson of my filter that I learned from Heather, her reminding me, it now makes it easy for me to only speak when Spirit tells me to, so I don't just walk around giving people messages. I don't just walk around, hey, you got something for you, no, if Spirit tells me, or if someone is doing something and I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, well, maybe this will serve their highest good. I don't say, hey, you, only when Spirit tells me. And so that filter that Heather worked with me on actually is very much so a vital part of who I am today, and just allowing Spirit to guide me. So I'm so grateful. Heather works like crazy, so she's not usually on, but Mrs. Clemens, their whole family is really, really awesome. So I'm grateful. Thank you for being on. Let's see. Manifestation starts in your mind's eye. It's there. It's waiting for you. And so it is. Louise said, may I ask how you bring Spirit in, as in a guide? Is it through meditation? So that is a really great question. Thank you so much for asking. So literally for me, what I do is I call on highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, and wise ones, and ascended masters. And then whatever I'm going to ask of them. So I literally call on them. I call on them. I ask that they are present. I ask that they assist me. And at times I ask that they actually come into my space, not just where it's assist me by way of giving me messages so I know which direction to go. Like when I'm working with you all, I'm literally calling them in. So there's been sometimes when I've done these lives and I've had a few people say they can hear. I know I did a reading for Naya that was recorded, and she said before I would speak, she could hear. And it's because she was tapping into that frequency. So I literally call them in. I call them in. And that it's really just that simple, just calling on them. But what meditation does is it strengthens that connection. It allows you to be still enough to receive. Because once you call them, you exercise that free will. Now, our spirit team is always present, but they're just not intervening until you exercise free will and give them permission to do so. They're always there. But it's so important that you're calling on highest light. Whatever you refer to your spirit team as, highest light must always come before. Because just like there's highest light energies, there's energies that are not of highest light. And when you are a channel, you are opening yourself up to spirit realm. And unless you are specific, you can be calling in energies that are not here to serve your highest good. So highest light, it is key in everything you do by way of spirit. Don't assume that spirit is knowing that you are calling on highest light. We've been taught that spirit is all knowing, and spirit is, but we also have free will. So specific, being very specific is key, not just in manifesting, but also when you're calling on spirit. Victoria said, there are people waiting for you to share your gifts. Yes, 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 yes. There are people who are only vibrating at the frequency of the gift that you have to give before their awakening can occur. That's how important you are. There are people who are still asleep and they will not awaken until you answer your call. Now, when we talk about being magnificently divine, it doesn't get more magnificent than that. Now, that's not to say once you step into your purpose and you agree to be that alarm that you're going to stay with them forever. You may. I mean, I have people that are staying with me the same way I'm staying with Donna. Donna stuck with me. There's no getting rid of me. You know what I mean? But there are people that you will be called to serve for a period of time, and then they'll be called to move on. But you have a role to play in awakening those people that you're here to assist in awakening. So it's time, get to work. Let's see. Today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Yes, yes, yes. Well, let's see if there's anything else coming through. Hi, Madeline. My bonus mom is on. My dad got it right this time. She's such a blessing, such a blessing. So much love in her heart, and the way she accepted my boys and I in before we even met in person. I just love her. I love you, Madeline. So let's see. Victoria said, haha, I prayed like that once. I lost my job I thought I would retire from. Years later, I'm living and working my soul purpose. Yes, and those things that we perceive as loss, they're never really a loss unless we focus on it being a loss. So if you were to say, stay stuck in that, I lost my job, how about I was released from my job? I was released from my job so that I could be serving my purpose. Simply shifting how we're viewing things allows it to turn into our blessings. So you're never going to experience something that is meant to harm you when you're operating in love and light. So it's just about how you're viewing it, how you're viewing it. That's what's going to speed it up to get you to that abundant state, So Aaron said, can you please not forget about me about sending me that link? No, and thank you for reminding me to do that. Look, you know me already. I will definitely make sure you get that link, Aaron. Thank you for the reminder. Let's see what else is coming in. Be sure to ask for guidance rooted in truth. Highest light must always come before. Aaron said, thank you for being such a great teacher and more. Watching your live videos are helping little by little to work on my spirituality. You're so welcome. And thank you for allowing me to be the vessel that's serving you. I truly appreciate it. Let's see what else is coming in. And thank you so much, Eve, for all that you do. Thank you for supporting me and allowing Spirit to use you as a guide as well. So, well, I'm going to just wait for a little bit more to see if there are any more comments coming through. And today I am drinking the third eye tea. Now, there's several. I have the turmeric and ginger with the CBD to help with the pain. I drink that one typically at night. I drank the root chakra tea before my business meeting and during. I have the solar plexus. So literally, I pick my tea like I do everything else in life. I ask Spirit to guide me. So I'll be standing in front of the boxes like, okay, Spirit, which tea today? Literally, things that are that simple. I don't know if I shared it with you all or if it was in REM, but I was saying how I was shopping with Denise Nicole, and we were getting the foods for my meals for the week, and the spinach and the arugula. I go to the back to get the freshest one, and then I have one in my hand, one in my arm, and I'm contemplating, and Spirit, I was like, which one? Spirit said, the one in your arm. So literally, Spirit guides you on everything. We probably would have been in that grocery store until closing if I had to choose on my own, Aaron, I ordered them online. I'll give you guys that link too. It's actually on the other last week's live. But what I'll do is I'll give you both. I'll give you the link for the hey Nikki, we're wrapping up, so make sure you watch the replay. I'll give you the link to the Grow Your Soul's Purpose and to your Soul Income course and the tea. I'll make sure to give that to you, Aaron. I am choosing to remember. So I'm just waiting to see if there's any more Any more messages coming through from you all? And if while you all are talking, if Spirit brings anything. Joy said, how do we sign up for the 25 for 25? I will send that link to, I'll put that link there too. So what I will do is most likely I'll edit this video because I didn't put a title or anything in this week's Empower Hour, and I'll share all those links there. So it'll be available. It'll be available. So let's see. Actually, Eve, can you do, wait, let's see. I am, actually the link that was just provided is not the one that we're using for the course. It is the Acuity link. So what I will do is make sure I get that. I'll get that to you all, the Acuity link. Eve, I'm talking to you. It's the Acuity link. Marvia said, truly enjoyed today. I will watch again to hear from the beginning. Thank you for being here, Marvia. So if you all don't have any questions for me, I'm going to go ahead and end our Empower Hour today so that I can meditate again and get myself ready for my healing with Sylvia. Victoria, have you had a healing with Sylvia? Victoria is a part of my local spiritual community. And so she also knows Donna as well. Donna is just amazing. I love her. And I love you. Oh, thank you so much, Joy. You're so welcome. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. Okay, Nikki said, hey, lady, just getting on. I know you're wrapping up, but I do want to get the 25 for 25. Okay, great, great. Thank you for joining, Nikki. And I would say also watch it from the beginning when you have an opportunity. So the links that I'll be sharing in the introduction, last week you guys taught me that's what it was called. The introduction section is the Grow Your Soul's Purpose into Your Soul Income, the 25 for 25, and the T. Those are the links you all have requested, so I will be sharing those with you. And thank you so much, Eve, for being here. Thank you, Marvia and Joy and Nikki and Deidre, Mimi, Teresa, Victoria, Aaron. Let's see, who else was on today? Madeline, Mrs. Clemens, Gloria, Cindy Renee, my Uncle Rodney, Jillian, Michelle, Luis, Mama Brenda. Thank you all so much for joining. And if I did not say your name, please know that I am so grateful that you're joining too. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you as well. So I leave you with peace, love, bliss, and abundance. And I will talk to you next Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, every week for Wednesday Live Empower Hour. Be sure to invite your family and friends to join us. Have a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you soon.